Hello! Did you ever wonder what it's like to play Dark Souls with only the starting equipment? Because that is exactly what I did for this video. And it actually wasn't as easy as I expected. I started by creating my character. I chose the warrior class simply because it's the class selected by default. And woke up in the Undead Asylum. By the way, if you want me to do this challenge with any other class, let me know in the comments which one. So the rules for this run are simple. I can only use the equipment I get as the warrior starting class, items that are necessary to progress the game. Like for example, the Covenant of Artorias or items like the Skull Lantern, although I didn't use it. After defeating the Asylum Demon without any big issues, I decided to first focus on leveling up endurance, to get to fast roll quicker. This was a mistake. Anyway, I make my way to the Undead Burg bonfire without any issues, collect the gold pine resin, defeat the archers. After struggling with Taurus Demon in the beginning for a bit, I find my rhythm. After arriving in the Undead Parish, I die a few times. Eventually arrive at Andre and upgrade my longsword to +2. On my way to the gargoyles, I almost die, but managed to barely hang on. After dying to the first gargoyle and seeing that I only managed to erase 1/4 of his health bar, I knew this fight would be hard. But what I didn't know was that this was the beginning of the worst gargoyles boss fight of my whole Dark Souls life. I simply was too slow, only mid-rolling, and my sword was doing no damage at all. Additionally, the enemies on the way to the boss kept annoying me so much that I just rage quit and decided to fight the gargoyles the next day. On my third try, I actually got the gargoyles down quite low, but with 2 enemies hitting me at once and stun locking me, I had no chance. My damage was simply too low. 5th try was even a bit better. After the 7th try, I noticed that I always do about the same damage to the boss, and then just get overwhelmed by 2 enemies attacking at once. Additionally, I do very little damage in return. This will be a big problem later in this run too. After the 9th time, I became crazy. Then I got rudely pushed off the roof, got blocked by this guy in the doorway again, and somehow fell off the roof again. Then got instantly blocked by the other guy in the doorway again, so I tried fighting instead of just running through. Bruder! Ich sterb! After actually making it to the gargoyles the next time, for the 12th try, I didn't even do too badly, until I fell off the roof again and rage quit for the day. The next day, I came back highly motivated. I made my way to the gargoyles and decided that I will use the gold pine resin. I didn't want to use it before, as it technically isn't starting equipment, but I decided to use it anyways, as I was really frustrated and fed up with this fight. I played really carefully in the 13th try, managed to defeat the first gargoyle, but instantly got stun locked and died. And finally, on the 14th try, I managed to defeat the gargoyles. I went in more aggressively to really use the gold pine resin and defeated the first gargoyle really quickly. With that done, fighting only one gargoyle is really easy. After that, I rang the bell, bought some homeward bones and leveled up my endurance and dex a bit more to increase my damage, which is really lacking. With a scaling of C in dex and strength on the longsword though, the damage didn't really increase much at all. It wasn't enough to kill this Black Knight for fun though. After that I farmed some souls to buy Titanite shards and get my sword to +4. I killed this other Black Knight for fun too. And decided to also kill Havel for fun. But he killed me instead, and my damage was very poor. So I decided to went to Kappa Demon, and he killed me in a very weird way. I should really learn how to play this game without locking on. On my next try, I won quite easily though. I grabbed the large amber and did this move. After upgrading my longsword to +5, I remembered that you need large Titanite shards to upgrade the weapon to +10. Since I didn't remember how to get large Titanite shards, I killed this Titanite demon, only to remember that they only drop demon Titanite, which is completely useless. So I just went on and made my way through the depths. Where I tried fighting Gaping Dragon. I only do 98 damage with a heavy attack, instantly get grabbed and die. Second try, I decided to use the last gold pine resin, but instantly died again. I honestly never had any problems fighting Gaping Dragon ever before, so I was really surprised that I struggled so much now. After discovering some questionable hitboxes, I managed to win on my 6th try.
Yeah.
I can definitely say I am not a big fan of the longsword at this point. However, after struggling in Blighttown for a bit, I arrived at Quelaag's place and instantly noticed that I was in for a very bad time, as my sword did only do 28 damage. It took me ages to get her health bar down, so it is no surprise that I die without even getting her down to half-life.
Was? Ach Mann! Ach, das dauert so lange. Warum? Ach, warum ist diese Scheißwaffe so schlecht?
My 7th try took so long. And I still didn't get her to half-life, so I just rage quit and decided to farm these snails for 1 hour until I have enough large titanite shards to get my weapon to +7. With that, I managed to slay Quelaag 3rd try. So I rang the 2nd bell and didn't go to Sen's fortress yet, because I decided if I'm already here, I can also quickly defeat ceaseless discharge, and so I did. Next up is Sen's fortress, and judging by the damage I do to these snake people, I was certainly not in for a good time, or so I thought. I almost made it through first try, and then got sandwiched by 2 snake people, so I died. After that, it also wasn't all too terrible, and I made my way to the Iron Golem quite fast. Damage was really bad. And I died on my first try to his grab attack, as he just threw me into the abyss. Second try, I threw him into the abyss. And entered Anolondo. I made my way through Anolondo, fell down sometimes, defeated some gargoyles, got killed by some archers a few times, the typical struggles. I arrived at the giant blacksmith and upgraded my sword to +10. I immediately wanted to try it out, but then died. So I tried it out on this other silver knight and was really disappointed with the damage. Oh well, not that bad I thought. Well, I was wrong, because now I had to fight Ornstein and Smough. I made sure I have enough endurance to fast roll, so I was optimistic. I should not have been optimistic. because it took me 17 tries until I managed to get Ornstein low for the first time. Not even defeat him, but only to get him low. On my 20th try, I managed to defeat Smough, but got instantly killed by Super Ornstein, as I have actually never fought him before, and I didn't really know what to do. Anyways, this filled me with confidence. I was finally able to reach the second phase of this fight. Well, I should not have gotten confident, as it took me till the 41st try to get to second phase again, and I got defeated again, so I decided to not kill Smough first, as I have no idea how to fight Super Ornstein. And on my 47th try, after more than 3 hours trying this fight constantly, I finally managed to defeat Ornstein. I had no heals left with Super Smough though, only humanities. I decided to use them all, if I have to, as I was a broken man at this point. And so I did, because the fight against only Super Smough alone took another 5 minutes. This was not fun, and I recommend this to no one. I was unhappy for 3 days after this. Anyways, I upgraded my shield to +5 right after winning the fight. Why exactly now, you may ask? Well, I don't know, it just felt like the right thing to do. After this hellish day, I decided, well, if I already feel bad, I might also just tackle the Duke's archives. Seeing the damage I do against these crystal fighters though, yeah, I think I'll come back later. So I went to New Londo and died unreasonable amount of times. Until I finally managed to lower the water level after 1 hour, then died against this wraith. Ran off a cliff because I didn't know the way, and then finally got the very large ember. Let's see how much damage this new +12 longsword does. Decent enough, I guess. After collecting some titanite chunks, I upgraded the sword to +30. I defeated Pinwheel and made my way through the Tour of Giants with less trouble than I expected. Just to see, I am doing a whopping 72 damage to Nito. Well, I won against Demon Fire Sage second try and went on to fight my least favorite boss of Dark Souls, Centipede Demon. I died an outrageous amount of times to his stupid grab attack, which one-shot me until I had enough and decided to fight him with the orange shard ring equipped. I actually planned to use no rings for my advantage, but I was just really pissed off because this fight is no fun at all and I just wanted it to be over. I made my way through Lost Isolift pretty easily. And killed Bed of Chaos, dying only twice, which made me feel really happy. Stray Demon wasn't much of an issue. I collected the Dark Moon Silence Ring and the Peculiar Doll, quickly destroyed the Moonlight Butterfly and made my way through Gwendolyn. Surprisingly, I managed to die several times for some reason. I'm usually better than this. Time for the Painted World! I killed this dragon thing to make my way past this hellhole of an area pretty easily and win against Priscilla first try. There's nothing more to say. Out of all the areas in the game, I didn't expect the Painted World would be the one that gives me the least trouble. Then I farmed Braves for a while, until I was able to upgrade my longsword to plus 15. Finally. I also upgraded my armor a little bit. Time to try out our fresh upgrade gear against Sith. Not bad at all. Not as bad as it could be at least. The attack pattern is still trash, but I ain't complaining. I also won first try. Sif is usually an easy fight for me, as her attacks are really easy to dodge once you get into the rhythm. I kill the Hydra and collect the Broken Pendant, but don't go into the DLC yet. Instead it's time for the Duke's Archives and Thief the Scaleless, who I managed to slay easily, right? Oh well, third time's the lucky charm. With him down, there's only 4 kings and Nito and the DLC left. So it was time, the thing I dreaded the most. The 4 kings, the DPS check in the run, where my damage is abysmal, and it went just as bad as I imagined. I basically needed to almost play perfectly and two-hand my weapon to have a chance, but finally succeeded. Nido time! That wasn't that bad, and honestly, on plus 15 this weapon isn't that bad anymore. You can definitely see that I struggled way less from the point in time where I upgraded the weapon to plus 15. For fun I deleted Hevel and made my way to the DLC. Sanctuary Guardian was easy as usual. But now it was time for a real challenge, Artorias. But actually, Artorias' fight is quite nice and his attacks are fun to watch. So even if I died 5 times, this fight wasn't all too bad. It was just a bummer that I couldn't knock him out of his buffing phase, which made the fight quite a bit harder. Calamite, the king of horrible hitboxes. His fight is no fun at all, and I died a few times to bullshit. Damage is also abysmal, but after a while I defeated him. I had harder times against that guy before, so I'm just glad I did it. But now it was time for Menace. The boss killed me over 100 times on my first playthrough, the hardest boss in Dark Souls 1, or so I thought. While I just casually beat him third try. Honestly, it was a bigger challenge getting past this stupid bridge on the way to him than actually defeating him. I just dodged most of his attacks perfectly and struck him at the right times. This gave me confidence. I may have lost to Ornstein and Smough over 40 times, but if I can defeat Manus third try, I can also defeat Gwyn first try. I was wrong. I figured out that it is really quite hard to parry with this shitty shield, so after dying 6 times to Gwyn, I decided to upgrade the shield to plus 14. I honestly have no idea if this even changes anything, but I just needed something to change my mindset and give me more confidence. I also upgraded all my armor to plus 3. After that, it only took me 4 tries to finally defeat Gwyn and win the game. I decided to just walk out after everything that this world had done to me. Now, what I have learned from this: warrior starting equipment sucks. For most of the run, I was underpowered and struggled. Mostly in on were hell. I do not recommend this to anyone. Even on plus 15, the damage of the longsword is not as good as you expect against most bosses. And the attack pattern makes it even worse. It's not fun. I did not have fun doing this. I am just happy it's over. Don't torture yourself, guys. With that being said, if you watched this video to this point, like and subscribe. This is an order, by the way. Thank you. Bye.